Comfortable win for
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Liverpool have just won the match, and it was in like the 35th minute of stoppage time. A typical Liverpool game against who was it? Newcastle or Forest? I can't remember. I've just turned the radio on, literally, which I didn't expect to work for a start. Hi guys, it's E2 Restoration. So you find me here in my games room of mess. Basically, let's have a quick rotate on my spinning chair, and you can see what kind of shite I have accumulated over the years. Okay, right, why am I up here? Well, A, because I'm sat on my nice spinny chair and it's very comfortable, and B, because I picked up a music centre, a high fidelity, a hi-fi music centre, and it's made by Sharp, one of my favourite makers of audio equipment back in the day. Now this one, there's the top of it, obviously, and it is a Sharpie SG-460E. So it's got overdrive. We know all that already. That's cool. Well, there we have it. You'll see all this in its glory shortly. Let me just put that down there and turn that off there. Right, what have I? There's the guts. It's upside down because I have been soldering to my little heart is content. I have done lots of modifications. Here is my gubbins. The soldering iron is cooling off over the door. Yes, that's a Fruit Machine and Monopoly, and jolly good game it is too. Right, we've got a Super NES here. We've got a Wii with the whole Wii catalogue on there on a hard drive. Did that myself. Yeah, we've got 1 or 2 stereos. We've got the Wii CDs there, CD-ROMs. We've got 3 Xbox, original Xbox 360, Xbox One. We have got PS2, we have got PS3, we've got PS4, and that lot there is VR, virtual reality. There's some of my vinyl down here. Needs to go through all this stuff. I've only sort of literally got this room how I want it. Anyway, I'm digressing again, aren't I? Right. Sharp SG-460E. What have I done to it? Well, basically, it worked. The needle was knackered, so I've sent away and purchased a new needle. And the cassette player never worked. Well, the cassette player's over there. Funny enough, let me just grab it. Raw. Yeah, there we go. I'll show you up close why it didn't work. Let's grab my pointer whilst dropping everything on the floor. Right. Now, the whole cassette mechanism is fed via a motor, driven by a motor, and a big fan belt there, which drives the flywheel. And the other end of the flywheel is this little capstan, this little drive here, and there's a capstan wheel. And when you press play, it drives one of these cogs around. It takes the brake off, their brakes, takes the brakes off, drives one of these around, and this flywheel turns like that, and it drives that wheel and pulls the tape through. Okay, so that's basically it. There's a stereo head, there's the magnet, which is basically an arrays head. Now, in here is a little rubber sleeve, and that turns to tar, literally sticky tar, and it does not drive this wheel, therefore it does not drive the other gears which are underneath there, sort of thing. Long story short, so half the kit that I purchased was a little tiny rubber sleeve which I've installed, and this wheel here, this rubber belt. No, it's not even a belt. What was it? A square O-ring, if you like. I put that on there, and when I took it off and put the old one next to the new one was an awful lot thicker, because over the years, obviously, the rubber just wears down, doesn't it? So I hope I fixed the cassette player, so that's ready to go back in. I've done some modifications. Now, only half the lights worked. Let me explain. You got on each side, on each end, you've got this little rubber enclosure with metal underneath there, and there were 2 LEDs that side, and 2. Sorry, I'm talking about 2 incandescent bulbs, lamps, whatever you want to call them. They're in the bin here. Let me fish them out. Here they actually are in all their splendour. Well, they used to be clear. They are just literally little 12-volt light bulbs. So there you go. So there's 2. The other 2 are still in there. There's 1 right there. So we'll just put that back in the filing cabinet under B. So I have in my vast amount of parts LEDs. Okay, they've got the little resistor built in, so they're good for 12-volt, 6 to sort of 18-volt really, but you don't want to go too much over 12 because they will just burn out. These are green, and this bag here, I don't know if you can see them, these are white. Now I'd already installed the green ones in here, okay, and no, in there. I was just about to put them there, and I thought, hang on a minute, I think white is going to look a lot better than green. So I went downstairs, found this in another box. So I actually had to redo the whole lot. Now this end, these cables go down to 2 little posts right in there, a live and a negative, positive and neutral, whatever, 12-volt. And here they come down and they go onto these 2 little posts, which is a 12-volt positive and a negative there, which is basically a ground. Okay, now, so that does that. These 3 meters, VU meters for tuning and power and all the rest of it, FM signal and all the rest. This middle one worked and the other 2 didn't. Now, what lamps were in there, I hear you cry? What lamps were in there, E.T.? Hang on a minute and I'll show you if I can find them. Any of them. I really don't know what I've done. I've probably eaten them. They are tiny, tiny, tiny weeny. Don't worry about this record, it's dead. So before you comment, E.T., what are you doing? This shite. No, I really don't know. They've probably fallen on the floor or something. No, basically little tubes about 3/4 of an inch long. Oh crikey, what are those lamps called with the metal caps on each end? You know what I'm talking about. Well, they're basically those things inside all that rubber behind there. 1, 2, 3. So I unsoldered all 3 of them, and I installed 3 green LEDs. So green LEDs in here, white LEDs in there. So there's 4 of those. And I thought to myself, well, the deck, when the deck's in situ, which is right here, beautiful deck. It's actually got the new needle in already. Do you believe? It's absolutely stunning. It's got the strobe light to see the 33 and the 45. When it's strobing, you try and get it as still as possible. You know it's the correct speed, and you can adjust that on here. That's what makes this so good. You've got pitch control, and you've got the speed selector, so you can actually adjust the platter speed via the 2 knobs. That isn't on the other 460 models, and I don't think it's on any of the other models either. It might be on the 500, not sure. Drop a note below. Anyway, so there's turntable. There's nothing really to illuminate the deck, so when I'm sat here in the evening putting all my hard-earned into my money box there, and it's dark, I can't see how to do stuff. So I thought, right, modification time. And if you look closely, we have modifications. Okay, so what we've got here is a little switch. Now, just now when I picked something up, something fell on the floor, and there it is. It's one of these, and that basically needs to go on there, like so, after a wash. And then when you turn it on, it's a dimmer, which should turn on this LED. And what I've done on the rear, oops, very careful with it. Got my best towels out for this job. No expense space. So there's the LED lamp. There's the cables. The live, because the LEDs are polarity sensitive, so live comes into the switch, and live comes into the switch on the other side, and the black just connects in with the black going straight to there. So it's black from there to there, and the positive from there across the switch to there. So when you get power coming in, that doesn't work until you turn the switch on. Does that make sense? And then that little pluggy there plugs into my pluggy there. This is the male. Obviously I put the male here and the female end that end, because if you put the female end here, you've got your live pin sticking out and it could accidentally touch something. So that's my modifications. I've got an extra light now, which I can sort of angle around either to the deck or the turntable. Just need to put it back together now. This has taken a while actually, but I've not been in the right place to do videos. So I'm really proud of myself to get this far. It's taken many days because I've come upstairs, I come in the room, and I hit the mental wall, and I just have to close the door and walk away. It's difficult to explain, but if you guys, those of you guys that suffer from anxiety and depression, you will understand completely what I'm talking about. All right, okay, leave me to it. I need to tidy up a little bit, get the cassette deck installed, screwed down, new lights in. Oh, incidentally, on the front here is four lights, 3 green and an orange. That corresponds to there, like so, 2 greens, green and an orange. And I've already replaced one with a LED, and there it is. There's the cable, and that basically, I've soldered that on the back there, like so, because it wasn't working. I thought I'd check them by belling them through, which is basically a continuity test. So when you put your prongs across an old sort of filament style lamp, it will bleep because there is a filament for the electricity to follow the path through. So that was good. That was good. That was good. Nothing from that open circuit. So put an LED in. So I'm hoping that works as well. Anyway, do you want to have a look? Oh. The biggest modification I did was basically all this deck has got. It's proper stereo, and it just has like external speaker plug jacks on the back. Let me show you. There, that type. Okay. And nothing else. There is nothing really else. You've got a beat cut switch down here, and you've got a 5-pin DIN, I suppose, and this is the aerials. You've got AM and FM. But that's it. Oh, there's the aerial. Look, got a little piece of wire running up the wall round Homer Simpson and his chums. So I plugged that in. I turned the volume right down. I have my crikey, what is that? I can't remember. Kenwood. A Kenwood amp. That's wired in. But before, I had to plug in my stereo headphone 6.3 to 3.5 adapter, plug it in there, and then plug my RCA leads into there via a 2-into-1. I can't find that at the moment. So what I did, I managed to find in my old parts kits some of these. See the RCAs in there, the jacks? Well, I found some of them that I'd already soldered ages ago, And here they are. They are now in there. I've just used a pair of them and I've soldered them on the reverse side of this little PCB, which is the headphones jack. So I've got black's the common, and the white and yellow via those resistors are on the underside, and I've soldered those in. And here we are. So I've now plugged my Kenwood into the RCAs that are connected. These two aren't, but they're coiled up in there for if I need to do something later on. Okay, so that is the RCAs. That's fired up. Let's fire up the fire up button. Ooh, let's just do that again for you. It's a bit bright at the moment. That looks gorgeous. That is all equally lit up because you've got the 4 LEDs and these 3 meters here sorted. Right, I know that button number 3 is medium wave. I don't think I'm getting anything through FM at the moment, but I think it's because we have plugs that are not plugged in, so that would kind of make sense for stuff. So right, let's put the volume up a bit. There we go. So we've got, I've got 2 little speakers there, and I've got 2 big Moranks spickies under there. So left and right, what's left and right? That one. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. That's right. Working. Quiet. Working. Not working. That was a good guess, wasn't it? So there's your balance, there's your tone with your bass. That's bass boost. Sounds absolutely beautiful. And there we go. All this stuff is electronic touch sensitive. Remember that first came in? Really late 70s, wasn't it? I do believe 80 perhaps. That's why this thing was a beast in its day. Look at the heatsink on the amplifier. It's absolutely enormous. Enormous smokers. Right, that is enough of this flab. Let me get this back together and put it all back. Let's see if my little light works. See if the record player works. See if the cassette player works. See if the FM works on the radio. Okay, time for a brew. And I'm knackered already. E.T. says hi. Hi, E.T.